budgeting. First, you gotta get cozy. Yeah. Don't forget a beverage. This is my favorite part of my morning. But let me walk you through it. Hey, welcome back to my channel. It's Caitlin, and as you saw earlier, I got very cozy. Because it's budgeting time. So I'm just gonna chat with you like a big sis and explain to you how I budget and like what that looks like for me. And I took some screen recordings of like what I'm looking at. So hopefully you can learn how to budget like I do, and maybe that'll help. Maybe that'll help you. But get a beverage. And just let's chat. So first, like I showed you, I get cozy, I get under a blanket, and I get my laptop and a beverage. I usually pick Monday mornings. That way it's like after the weekend, and usually we've spent a lot of money over the weekend, so I can see and make sure that all the things that we spent money on were what we were supposed to spend money on, and everything is appropriate. So Monday morning, I sit down, get my cozy blanket, beverage on the couch with the laptop, and I say, let's look through all of our accounts. So first, I just go open up all of the bank accounts, the bank account, credit cards, savings account. Now, one little thing that's helped me a lot is I have, let's see, all of this video is going to be little things that have helped me a lot, to be honest. But first, I'll start with having a particular credit card account. So there's one credit card that we use for a lot of our purchases that happen to get us 3% cash back on groceries and stuff, and it actually gets us a lot of money. But just be warned, only use a credit card when you can pay the full statement in full each month forever, because you do not want to waste your money on making some asshole rich who owns this credit card company, who want you to fail. They want you to pay them interest for using a card instead of your debit card for paying for something, right? So I essentially would use them intertwined. I'm not using the credit card for anything in particular that I can't pay off right away with either a savings or a debit card purchase. But essentially we've hacked the credit card to be able to use it for all of our grocery purchases and things like that, our household needs. And it helps budgeting because I have only a few different accounts that I have to look for purchases on to track all of our spending and thus budget for the week. So everybody's different. Some people like to just take each paycheck they get and do a budget moment then. That's fine, but that's not really what I do. And, you know, everybody's different in the way that you might have multiple different cards and accounts and things to check. But what I've learned is keeping them as minimal as possible is very helpful. So I open up all those accounts, essentially. And I also open up 2 different budgeting trackers. One is a Notion account, and one is a Google Sheets account. So I'm a little weird in the fact that I need to sit down and make one for myself and maybe even for you guys that actually combines the 2 together. And it's just what I envision the perfect budgeter to be. One day, I promise, I will try. I've never really made like an Excel sheet to sell, or like, I've never done anything like that before, but I think that's going to be something I want to do this new year, definitely. But essentially, I have a Notion template that I use where I add in every single purchase verbatim, usually from a credit card company or what I spent on my debit account. Yeah, all the purchases. So, like, I went to Target and I spent $100. I'm 10207 Target. What did we buy in the little description? And then I categorize it. So in the Notion template, I'm able to categorize each purchase, which is very important to me. So essentially on Monday mornings, I'm going through the statement, I'm going through the spending on the credit card, and I'm categorizing every single purchase. Yes, I suppose you could buy a third-party app to do this for you. However, I like doing it myself because one, I categorize things perfectly in the way that I want to categorize them. It also, I sometimes take each receipt in particular and take like maybe some of those things in the Target purchase were actually groceries, and I separate out a household need from a grocery. And I can do that myself because I can see the receipt, and certain apps can't be that specific. But also, I don't want a third party app having access to my credit card or my bank account. And I'm probably like, if I end up making it as a YouTuber or whatever, I've probably just like effed myself over with a brand deal. If you know what I'm talking about. I won't name them, but I haven't heard anything actually shady about them. But it's like, it's not them. It's like hackers. It's like, I don't know. I know that I would be the unlucky one that would get hacked that way. Okay. So that's just, I can't do it. I can't do that. But I like to do it myself, essentially. I'm acting like that third party app myself. So I'm going through my own credit card statement. I'm plucking every purchase that we made over the weekend and the last week. We try to have all of our purchases done around the same time. So it's like one gas trip, one trip to all the stores that we need to go to, and then we are able to get everything that we need for the next week. It's not always the case, but that's what we try to do. And then any fun date night we may have had over the weekend, things like that, I'm able to see all those purchases. And usually by Monday morning, all the tips have actually gone through. Sometimes the tips won't calculate into your credit card bill until like a couple of days have passed. So that's why I like Monday mornings. So I'm calculating all of the spending and I'm categorizing all the spending. Then that is how, and it's very helpful because I used to just add everything up and I felt like, what if I accidentally clicked the wrong number? So at least I can see the purchase verbatim in the Notion account. I can categorize it and it adds everything up for me per category. So at the top, I can see how much I've actually spent in each category for the whole month so far. So then I plug that number into my main Excel sheet where I'm tracking all of our spending per month compared to our income and our savings and other bills. So I use the Notion template for non-stable bills. So anything that can be quite varied. Like our groceries are going to be varied every single month. It's not going to be exactly $600 a month. Boom, 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 boom. Of course, each grocery trip is going to be different. So that's where I spent, I track all this, like more the difficult $5 here, $20 there spending by the dollar, like to the dollar. Like that is how I budget. So I pluck all those numbers and I put in my big Excel sheet where I can then track that and then compare all of my normal bills. Now for my normal bills, my mortgage or your rent, it should be the same. The Wi-Fi bill should be the same. Spotify bill, all these kind of bills, they should be the same. So I'm essentially then checking my bank account and just making sure that every auto payment bill that's set up, yes, the mortgage was the same. Yes, the internet bill was the same. etc., etc., etc. And sometimes they do increase. So then I like catch them. I'm like, oh, did you even notify me that you were going to increase? Maybe I'm going to call you now and say, hey, I'm going to cancel because you didn't tell me about this increase. And then I get even more money off. Yes, that's happened. Because like you can't just increase the price and not tell me. Not in this economy. Excuse you. Excuse you. You know, sometimes when you keep track of things like this, it really benefits you in the long run. Even if they start trying to increase bills on you, they don't notify you appropriately. And just suddenly it's another $5. $5 is not just $5. It's a betrayal. And I call them about it, you know? And that's how I save a lot of money sometimes. I promise you. But yeah, so then I'm checking my bank account. Of course, as you know, yes, all of our purchases, I like to make a majority of our purchases through a credit card instead of the debit card. Why? It's safer. If I pay for something online and it ends up being some sort of scam, I can resolve that a lot easier, change credit card numbers, change everything so much simpler than if they had gotten my bank account information instead. Okay, so that's why I like to, most 90% of our purchases are with the credit card. Plus, I get the points. I've made over $300 this year on credit card points. And we usually take those credit card points and we go to a concert and book a hotel. And it's super fun. So I highly recommend the Savor card. I might have a link in the description to see if you qualify for that. It is a great credit card because of the grocery cash back and everything. Yeah. It has been my favorite credit card to use so far. Also because I'm also just, when I travel, that's when I want to use the points. So I'm like not getting points on those travel cards when I'm traveling. So I like the grocery cashback one instead, to be honest, more than the travel cards. But for a non-travel credit card, I think it's pretty great. And that's essentially what we do. We put all the groceries on the credit card. But yeah, so I check my bank account. I make sure, hey, did the credit card bill get paid appropriately? Has everything gone through? My income, has that appropriately gone through? Have all the bills stay the same? No surprise. No surprises on the bank account. Every Monday, I'm checking. Because I'll be damned. You know, half of budgeting is like being accountable for your accounts and things and making sure you don't get fucked over. That truly is half of it. And it's important. And I don't want you to get effed over either. So that's what I'm doing every Monday morning. Cozied up with a blanket, with my beverage. Anybody trying to screw me right now? Because I'll fight it. That's half of the game. But yeah, so I'm making sure no surprises. Everything is accounted for. All of my gym bill, my whatever bills that are hooked up to the bank account, the credit card payment went through. Okay. So yeah, I'm able to check my account and make sure nothing's changed. So then I add all the appropriate bills, internet bill, whatever, to the account, to the Excel sheet from the account. Make sure everything, usually it's the same. So I'm like, okay, nothing's changed. Copy and paste from last month, right? Make it easy. And this is where, you know, from the Notion template where it's added up all of my expenses and everything stay the same. So I'm able to see how has our spending looked this month compared to our income, especially now our income is a little variable. So what I do is I assume the worst for everything, for what my budgeted is, right? So you'll see an example. You'll see an example, which I'm sure you've already seen over my voice anyway, but you'll see an example where you have a budgeted amount and an actual. So I'm using the Notion template with all my little purchases on my credit card, add it all up. That's my actual. My budgeted is what my expectations for myself are and what I historically know. This is usually what we spend on groceries. This is usually what we spend on this, that, and the other. And this is what I want to rein myself in on. Like, we're not going to eat out every single day. We're only going to spend this much. Like, this is my budget for myself or us together. You can start to see every Monday, I can see, okay, we went a little crazy or we were very good. So now this weekend we could go out to eat or not. Each Monday I can see what we've done over the weekend, and therefore I can make new choices in the week ahead to better stick to the budgeted plan. And therefore, when you stick to the budgeted plan, you have reached your savings goals much easier. So I can actually go on that vacation that we want to go crazy, end up, on a cruise or whatever. And that is the point, right? That is the point. Why are we saving? We're saving for goals, and the goals can be fun, and we can make ourselves financially secure. So, right, it's always a big why, right? So it's like, you want to know why you're saving all this money? Well, the third account I'm checking is my savings account every Monday. One, I want to make sure, like, if my savings bill, which I bill myself for my savings, right, it's automatically going into the savings account. But I'm checking, did it go through appropriately? Is everything fine? Right? I'm not getting effed over. But of course, then I'm looking at, in the Ally account, you can have little categories of budgeting buckets of money, essentially. You can name them, you can put savings goal amounts and savings goal dates on each little bucket, and I'm looking actively every single Monday at my fun, awesome goals of savings. How much longer I need, like, how much longer until they are successful, how much more money I need to save to get to those goals. Every Monday, it's like reinvigorating myself, getting excited about, like, why I'm doing all this craziness, sacrificing now to save. But yeah, so every Monday I'm checking my credit card, checking my bank account, I'm checking my savings account just to see all those goals I have. Like I said, in the Ally account, you can see all the little savings goals. You can make different buckets of, like, this is the vacation, this is the emergency fund, this is that. And you can see how much longer do I have, how much more money do I need to save. Get you excited and remind you why you don't need to go to Starbucks every day, right? Because you want to go on that vacation instead, right? It's worth more to you than the coffee. That's what I'm checking. But yeah, just a little recap in case I rambled a little bit, because it's Tuesday morning for me now. Essentially, you get your beverage, you get on the couch, you get cozy, you open up the laptop or your phone and you check your credit card statements, you check your bank account statements, and you check your savings. You add up all of your spending and categorize spending. Now, the categories can be whatever you want, whatever. I didn't really go into that because it's like, I like to separate my groceries from my household expenses. Like, the toilet paper is going on a different category than the bananas. Some people put it all in together. It's like, you're getting it all at the same place, just going all in the same category. That's fine. But, you can categorize as specific or as simple or specific. Either or is fine. But the point is, you need to add up all your spending and categorize everything. Categorize every single dollar you're spending, because then, almost forgot, at the end of the month, the first Monday of the next month, you get to sit down and look at your previous month and say, here was all my income. Here was all my actual spending, every dollar that I spent. All my bills. And then you get to see if you have extra savings. So we always send a portion of our savings automatically, like a bill. Always. But the fun part for me is at that point in time, it's my favorite Monday, is seeing, did we succeed enough to also save even more money for my vacation or my goals, my emergency fund? Did we save a bigger chunk of money at the end of the month? Because I'm tracking everything that we're spending. Did we save even more? So like I can make our goals happen even sooner now. So that's the most fun part for me. Okay, guys. Subscribe.